summer. Coach T.O. has had a great job putting together a program for our guys. We're bigger, we're stronger, and a lot of new faces. So it's been a lot of fun this summer.
Jed said there are now 24 defensive linemen on the roster. Has this just kind of been a point of emphasis for you guys to build up that particular part of the team?
No doubt. Last year I said it, I like to play a lot of guys. So right after the season, that was the main focus, trying to get some more bigger bodies in there that fit what we do on defense. That was the main focus, moving forward, was going and trying to get those bodies to really help us, play more guys during the season.
When CO entered the portal and you were able to get him from Indiana, what was that like, being able to get him to Tucson, another big body guy?
Again, I said it's all about relationship. But when that body type was available, it was something that was a priority for us to go and get. Coach Kofusi did a great job of recruiting the kid, and I'm glad to have him.
The defensive tackles, are they going to do things this year that may not show up on the box score?
Oh, yeah. I mean, obviously our defense, when you have those big bodies, they're going to eat up a lot of gaps. So, the biggest thing is when you have big bodies like that, it kind of free up, your athletic linebackers to make more plays and keep those big bodies from our safeties to be more productive in what we're doing on defense.
One of the late additions, relatively speaking, is Taylor Upshaw. Came in, I believe, after spring, right? What position do you envision him playing to start out?
He's going to start off at our strong end, which is the open end away from the tight end. So, that's what he played at Michigan. Very productive when he was there. So we're going to utilize what he's capable, what his strengths are. So that's where we're going to start off. And then if we go to our passing situations, we'll probably move him inside and, create mismatches.
And who do you see as kind of the first couple guys out there at the cat position?
Right now, we're going to rotate a lot of guys. We're going to compete. Like I told the guys, the best guy's going to play. That's the other thing, having these body types and have the athletes that we're recruiting, it's going to create a lot of competition. So it's a wide open. I mean, we don't have ones and twos. We're going to use colors. So it's going to be a blue group, a yellow group, a white group, and then maybe 2 weeks from now, we'll know exactly who going to be our starters going to be.
What have you seen out of the progress from Russell Davis and Isaiah Ford?
Again, I think those guys, after a year, you can see their body has changed. So that's the biggest thing that I see. And I think the more comfortable they are within our system and putting them in right places where they could really be productive, that's what we're doing as a staff, is make sure we put those guys in position to make plays.
Martell Irby retired from football. I believe he's somebody who you knew from UCLA. How did it come to about that he came through? Did you reach out to him? Did he reach out to you? How did it come about that Martell joined?
No, he was very similar to Tyler Manoa. I think his relationship and the relationship you develop with the kids throughout, wherever you're at. So when the kid was looking for a home, he reached out and there was a spot here, and Coach has done a great job of opening the door to him, and he's really becoming a good leader for our defense and our team. So, I'm glad to have him. We're going to use him in a lot of different ways in the kicking game. We're going to use him, at nickel, and there'll be some situation we might, put him at, dime, where it's replacing a linebacker because he's a playmaker when he's out there.
Jed said that the linebacker position is maybe the deepest it's been since he's been here. How would you evaluate that position where it is right now?
It's a very, very talented group. From this summer and even spring, some of the guys that are coming in, I've been around some really good rooms, linebackers, coaching those guys, and this room is just as up there. So it's going to be a competition again. That's the beauty of this whole deal, man. You go out there and you recruit these kids because you want to put the best guys out there. And creating those competition, having Flo and Daniel and all those guys around that are capable of making plays is really helping our defense.
What does Leviticus Sua have to do to put himself in a similar position to what Manu was able to do?
Compete. Like I said, the room is deep. That's going to be the thing. How quickly can you pick up the scheme? And then how quickly can you adapt to the game when it's moving? Those are the things. And then the ability to make plays. That's going to be the biggest thing for him. And, he's a bright young man playing a great high school system. So he's ahead of that game. You know what I mean? So, that's what he's going to have to show us. Is how quickly you can learn the defense, and then how you're going to adjust the motions and things like that. And so those are the things that we got to do a better job as coaches to get him prepared to compete.
How has Jacob Manu ascended as a leader on your defense?
Oh, he's been great. He's been here for a year. The funny thing about it, when you look at our depth on defense, 85% of the guys on that defense, the roster, is either been here a year or brand new. So that is a big number. So when you look at Manu and where his leadership is, he's considered, a junior. That's what we're looking at him, because he's been here and he understands the system. So we're counting on him. We're counting on Manu to have a big year.
And how did the last few games of the season and spring ball set him up for a big year this year?
Just reps, game reps. Can't replace that, and he's got experience, been in big games. So that's going to help him, moving forward. And you can see the confidence that he has in the defense now. So, for him to be able to teach the young guys, it really shows how mature he is.
Dwayne being one of the on-field coaches, how do you guys go about what your positions are this year?
Dwayne is Dwayne. He's an unbelievable teacher. He's been in the game for 40 years. He's going to be a person that I can count on to help out, because of all the experience he's seen in this league. He's been in this league for a long time. But the passion he's got for the University of Arizona is unbelievable, man. I mean, the guy's got more juice, and I try to match his juice every morning he gets in the building. So, and the kids are feeling that, you know what I mean? And I'm excited to have Dwayne as one of our coaches.
You and Coach Kafusi will be kind of tag teaming defensive line, or?
Yeah, I'll be. Kafusi's got the whole front, and then whenever he needs my help, I'll go over. But I'm gonna stay with the linebackers to help out the linebackers.
How much more comfortable are you coming into year 2 here?
Oh, I'm more comfortable than ever. Seeing these new kids and the system is in place for some of the older kids is really, really helping us, adjust to the personnel that we're having. But I'm so excited to be here for the second year. I think Stuxy said it best. You're the first time I had the same coordinator in 2 years. Every year it's been different, so it's kind of nice. So I'm excited.
There's a lot of emphasis on all the transfers that have come into defense, but what about some of the freshmen that you've added? Who do you see being able to make an immediate impact?
It's just so, it's so hard to trying to figure that out right now, because I haven't seen some of those freshmen yet in live action. But seeing them running around, Dom is a kid that I think is going to really help us. Tay Brown is another one, really big athletic linebacker, So we got to find some of those roles, for those guys, maybe the kicking game, start off, and then eventually try to build their confidence so they can play defense.
This time last year, you were installing a new system. Now, obviously, you're not. How has that kind of changed the off-season process? Maybe you're able to focus more attention to detail, things like that.
It's really helping. I mean, we're way ahead of the game, with our kids. The fronts, those guys are starting to pick things up. The way we teach things, having the same voice is really helping our guys adjust. The adjustments are a lot easier now, because now they can really focus on the detail of the defense. Last year, we're just trying to get guys lined up and assignments down, but now they're more in depth teaching football and what to expect out of certain looks and things like that. So we're way ahead.
How would you describe the personality of a guy like Justin Flo, and what does he bring to your defense, and what does he need to do to become one of your leaders?
Just be consistent, and learn the game as much as he can. And we got to put him in great plays because he's a playmaker, But his attitude and his juice, man, I love it. So, our team is feeding off of it. He's considered one of our guys, our leaders, him and Manu. So having Flo on our team is really going to help us.
You mentioned the continuity factor and how that can be an asset for you, but you also said you have a lot of new guys still. How do you envision all of that kind of coming together? What are your expectations?
The thing about it, when we're recruiting these guys, we look at their background, right? You find out where they come from. Do they come from winning programs? It's easier to try to mesh these guys together when you have guys that are used to winning. So some of these guys are bringing that attitude to our team, and our guys are bought in. Like I said, 85% of our team, our defense, is either a year or brand new. So they don't know any better. So they kind of follow the leadership of Bill. You know, for example, coming from Georgia, you know how to win national championships. You know how to win big games. Tyler Manoa has been around some, winning programs, all that. Flo's been at places where they have won, and I'm just mentioning a couple of guys, but that attitude has really changed the room. I think our room is more confident now than a year ago, and I think they're bought into our system. Jed has done a great job, building this program. You look at when he first got here to now, I think you got to give him credit for recruiting the right people that fits what we're looking for, and that's really is the difference when you're looking at our defense.
Last year during training camp, the focus was creating turnovers, being able to be a defense that creates turnovers. What are some focal points and some points that you are focusing this year heading into the season?
Just finish plays. If it's tackling, make sure we finish. That's going to be the biggest thing, and be consistent. Be the same guy every single day. You know what I mean? There might be bad plays, but that doesn't mean you're going to have a bad practice. And those are the things that we got to do better. We got to be disciplined, with our technique and things like that. If we do those things, I think we're going to be all right.
Does that kind of tie into the run defense?
No doubt. Yep. Understanding our fits and understanding, when you look back at some of the plays that we miss, it's either missed tackles or missed assignments. So those are the things we got to do a better job understanding and finish the play when you have the opportunity to finish.
The first position that Jed mentioned when asked about competition was safety. He said it's wide open. How do you envision those couple positions playing?
Coach Akina and Chuck's going to do a great job of coaching those guys up, and obviously everything is competition. One practice, you're going to see different guys in there, just trying to create that competition that we've been talking about, and it's every position. But the good thing about the safety is we have some veteran guys that are playing, so, but everybody knows on defense the best guy is going to play, but, we're going to grade them. You know what I mean? Every practice you're going to grade these guys, and the best guy is going to play.
You have been in the Pac-12 pretty much your whole career. We don't know what's going to happen, obviously, with Arizona, but would it be weird if next year you were in the Big 12?
Yeah, I've been here. I'm a West Coast guy. I hope we stay here. It's a great place. Arizona is a great place to, keep our kids here and recruit Southern California, Arizona, building the wall around this state, man. That's what I'm fired up about. If we could keep it that way, I'm all for it. Thank you.